The key to fly a VOR approach with GPS guidance correctly is all about how you configure the HSI and RMI bearing pointers. We'll be demonstrating this technique in the G1000, but this setup works on most electronic flight displays. For the non-believers, take a look at the AIM section 123. We can substitute GPS for a VOR or NDB so long as we monitor that primary nav aid inside the final approach fix. What this means, you need to have a VOR to fly a VOR approach, and you need to have an ADF to fly an NDB approach. The GPS does not replace the VOR or ADF equipment in the aircraft. Now that GPS-based approaches are quite common, why would you want to fly a VOR approach? Well, there's a few airports where the conventional approach has lower minimums. One example of this is in Blythe, California. The VOR 26 approach brings you down to 760 feet and 1 mile of visibility, where the GPS 26 takes you to 800 feet or 1,940 feet, depending on if you meet a climb gradient. So here we are, and we're going to demonstrate this technique using the VOR 24 approach in Poughkeepsie, New York. That's Papa Oscar Uniform is the airport code, VOR 24, if you want to follow along. Now we'll go ahead and show you how to set up the horizontal situation indicator with the bearing pointers so you have that RMI indication off your VOR. On the PFD, we're going to push the PFD soft key, and then that's going to give us another page with an option in the center here of bearing 1 and bearing 2. We're only going to use bearing 1 in this case, and one click is going to give us bearing 1 showing us nav 1, and you can see nav 1 here is tuned to the Kingston VOR, which is the primary navigation aid on this VOR approach. And if you look in the center of the HSI here, we have a little blue needle head that's pointing directly under the pink GPS CDI needle. So they both agree, and we're flying that 218 course inbound to the VOR, just as it says on the approach plate. So we're verifying off that RMI needle that we're following the correct radial or course to the VOR. If those needles start diverging, we're going to have to follow the VOR needle. That is our primary guidance. And then most likely we're going to follow that to a missed approach where we'll figure out why they're diverging. Now, for demonstration purposes, we've set this RMI up here while we're on the approach. We have the sim in position freeze, so we're floating in space here on the approach. Now, in the real world, you're going to set this up in an appropriate low workload phase of flight, probably in cruise on the way to your destination. You're not going to start changing your HSI configuration while you're trying to shoot an approach. Now we'll fly a demonstration of this approach. It's only going to take about 30 seconds on your end. We're speeding it up, but watch how we allow the flight director and autopilot to follow the GPS guidance while we verify that with that RMI needle that we are following the correct course off of the VOR. If you noticed on that approach, we had a message that popped up just prior to the final approach fix that says select nav on CDI for approach. We either need to go to green needles and fly this as a conventional approach, or we need to monitor the ground-based nav aid, which is the option we selected using that RMI needle. This is just highlighting what we've already discussed in this video. The RMI is an instrument that gets overlooked quite a bit and is commonly misunderstood. But the sim's a great platform to learn some of those navigation features. Check out our link in the description below to look into some one-on-one instruction.